Chapter 13. The first need in the universe. The world craves for love because, in the very beginning, love craved for children. The very reason for us to be created is the desire in the heart of infinite love to have someone to express himself. But at the very outset, there arose a great need in the universe. As I said above, God, in His fullest glory, is inaccessible and unapproachable to all created beings. So, there must be someone who could stand between God and the created sons. There must be a mediator who can touch God and touch his created children. He must be equal to God in glory, power, and wisdom if he should touch God. But he should also limit and minimize the expression and manifestation of his glory to a minimum level so that he can touch the created sons without harming them. If there were a person who was accessible to the created sons, his glory would be very much limited and small. If he were able to touch God in the unapproachable light, he would have to be equal to God in power and glory. Both God and the created sons need such a mediator. As an illustration, just imagine that you are looking at your cute newborn child. How do you feel then? You feel an attractive force in the child that seems to pull your heart with invisible cords. There is a strong, irresistible desire in you to touch and kiss the child. Now imagine that for some reason you are unable to touch the child. You are not even able to go near the child. You can only look at your cute child with this unfulfilled desire in your heart. Can you imagine how painful that would be? You will not be happy with even $1 million in your hand if you cannot hug and kiss your child. The infinite God in the unapproachable light faced the same problem. In fact, he foresaw the problem even before it arose. God would be in the painful situation just mentioned hypothetically if he created sons without arranging a mediator through whom he can fellowship and interact with the created sons, satisfying his own blessed heart. Even the created sons needed a mediator between themselves and God. As created beings, they had a natural desire to know the cause of their existence. They had a strong desire to feel the warmth of the embrace of their father, just as a child needs the hug and kiss of his mother. But they knew what would happen if the Creator fellowshipped with them directly. Because of this fear of being annihilated, they had to stay away from their father forever. How painful! So, this major problem the father loved his sons and they loved the father, but they could not have close fellowship with each other. As a result, the whole universe would have been filled with agony and dissatisfaction. But God, being absolute God, would never create such an imperfect universe. So, it is established beyond the scope of a second opinion that the universe needed a mediator who was both as powerful as God and simple enough to fellowship with his created beings. There was the first need in the universe. To meet this need, God has done something that we call